Dude, like what? Somebody else doing an Eeveeloution team, but it's also with an Eevee, which is hilarious.
Hello and welcome to So Start Pokemon, the channel for fun and experimental teams and builds. And as you just saw there from that little video at the introduction, I ended up matching up with 8-Bit King, who is a streamer mainly and also has a couple of YouTube videos. Does some good stuff. You can have a look at his link down in the description to his Twitch stream, and I thought this was pretty fun because not only did I manage to match up with someone who was a streamer, and while they were doing it live on the stream, also he was trying to play with an Eevee team. Now he's trying to get to the Master Ball level, so trying much harder than me, but nonetheless quite entertaining to have an Eevee versus Eevee team, which is great because not only will you get to see my Eevee team, you'll get to see his Eevee team in action and some of the interactions he's got there. Obviously you'll notice that the sound is a little bit odd. That's because the sound didn't quite record properly, and therefore I'm just piping in some generic sound, so to speak. So here comes the 8-Bit King with his Leafeon and his Glaceon, and I'm going for my Trick Room and Last Resort combination. Now, I was going to go for Trick Room straight away, and then I thought, no, the Leafeon might be a physical threat. I'll go for the Power Swap. I'm not entirely sure actually how Power Swap works, in the sense that some sources say you swap the actual attack and special attack stats, and other sources say you just swap any boosts to those stats. So I think it's probably the latter, so I'll be getting rid of Power Swap, but I thought that it would swap those stats over and of course make the Leafeon weak. But that may not be how it works. So Eevee's going for Curse here, and at this stage the 8-Bit King, as I went back and watched his stream later, is deciding that maybe it's a Trick Room team, and of course he's trying to set something up here, so I think, well, now I'll go for the Trick Room, and of course it's time to hit that last resort. I think about that and go for the Leafeon. So the Ice Shard going into the Leafeon, very clever strategy here. Obviously Leafeon's got the Sun to boost its speed with Chlorophyll, and now it's got the weakness policy activation. Now look how bulky that Espeon is, because it just about manages to survive even through that move. Citrus Berry there to keep it alive, and now we're going to get a Last Resort coming out, and this is the little Eevee that could takes out the Leafeon, and of course Trick Room, so I'm going to be going first next turn. As ever, the match is attended by the two ladies in the sort of grey and yellow striped dresses. There's one of them there, and the other one, and they're identical, and they're doing pretty much the same thing at pretty much the same time. I call them Jenny with an I and Jenny with a Y. So the Espeon sort of served its purpose, but I don't necessarily want to swap out into an attack, so I'm just going to protect for now, and I'm going to Terrestrialise normal to boost myself up even further in terms of the attack strength there. The adaptability boost, a normal Terra type, but the same type attack bonus, and of course Last Resort, a very powerful move, and I've got the +1 in attack there that's boosting it up. So engagement version of Eevee with that massive diamond on its head. So I'm expecting a Snarl or something out of the Espeon, sorry, the Umbreon. Eevee goes first, it's Trick Room, and there you go, Glaceon says good night. So that's two pretty much one-hit KOs. And the Snarl, of course, does a little bit of damage to the Eevee, lowers the special attack, but I'm not so bothered there really. I can tell that Umbreon is probably not a great deal of threat to me, because I'm not bothered about my special attack going down on the Espeon, because it's not really an attacker anyway. And now the Sylveon comes out. So I'm thinking about what to attack, and I think, well, the best Pokemon to attack really is going to be that Sylveon. It's more likely to be a threat, and so I'll put both into there, try and take it out. And 8-Bit King probably correctly reads that there, and therefore he goes for the Detect, which means nothing for this turn, sadly, for me. And the Umbreon going for the Yawn there, of course, to try and put that Eevee to sleep. Very good strategy. As you can see, it's going to potentially waste that Trick Room turns, and of course give him a chance to get back into this. So I know it's not going to be able to protect again, or it's unlikely to be able to protect again, that Sylveon. And so I decide, well, I won't withdraw, I'll just go straight through it, because I've got these Trick Room turns, I'm not likely to get Trick Room up again. So I want to take the most advantage I can of this in order to put him down to one Pokemon. He's going for the Terror, and that's the lovely shiny Sylveon, and it's Fairy Terror, so he's obviously going to try and go for something big like a Dazzling Gleam or a Pixelate Hyper Voice. And I'll Protect again just to stay in there and sort of nullify that Umbreon attacks. So Eevee comes out with the Last Resort and takes out the Sylveon in one. It's just such a powerful strategy if it can get rolling, and they don't necessarily have anything to do huge damage back to that Eevee. So again, the Snarl coming in there, doing a little bit of damage to Eevee, but not really too bothered, and Espeon protects itself. So of course Eevee going to sleep now, so I'm thinking I'm going to need to make a change here, so that I've got some sort of offensive pressure. Of course I've still got the Jolteon and the Sylveon on the back with the super effective, and so I just decided to use up my sleep turn there. And Sylveon comes out, which is, see, it's any dark type attacks aren't going to be effective against it. But the Umbreon decides to finally show some offensive capability, almost takes out the Eevee, and of course the Twisted Dimension's now back to normal, but I've got that Dazzling Gleam going to be a single target, and I'm fairly certain that Eevee's going down this time, with the Umbreon attacking first, but not much to be done there. I've already done the damage, I've already got still 3 Pokemon left, so again Eevee going to have a rest, but done its job. So Dazzling Gleam does good damage, but not great. Shows how bulky that Umbreon is, even though it's super effective. And of course, it's got those leftovers for the recover there. So I'm sort of wondering, maybe somehow this Umbreon might make a comeback. Obviously the Jolteon there, if I'd still got my Terror, would have been able to Terror fighting, and that would be super effective. Terror fighting Jolteon seems to me to be pretty strong. And yes, they've got the Snarl to attack both, but it's not likely to do a great deal of damage. So I'm thinking about what to do here. And, I was thinking about the Volt switch, but I decided just to go for the damage to try and take him out. Going first, and that does actually more damage than the super effective Dazzling Gleam, as you can see. Now the Snarl taking down my special attack, which isn't great for either of those Pokemon, but of course he's on a low level of health, and here comes that Dazzling Gleam, which should be enough to finish off the Umbreon. So that was a great little fun match, Eevee team versus Eevee team. If you like seeing some of the different strategies that the 8-Bit King put forward, and it was fun to battle him, and then I went and saw him on his stream afterwards and introduced myself. So thank you for watching that one, and I will see you in the next one.